find your why. And when you find your why, get well rooted into that, and nothing's going to be able to stop you. Just maintain the perseverance, connect it to your why, and you're going to be able to do so many incredible things.
This podcast encourages and empowers you to create your own unique real story, develop your own unique real statement, and discover your own unique real self. The power is yours. Good afternoon, Elias Benjelloun. How are you doing on this wonderful, beautiful afternoon?
Oh man, dude, I'm doing incredible. Thank you so much for inviting me on today.
Sure. It's a great pleasure. Please tell us, what part of the world are you in right now?
I am in Hawaii right now.
Oh, sweet. Can we teleport?
You should definitely come here.
That's wonderful. So we're in the Caribbean. We could exchange. It's a fair exchange, isn't it?
Oh, yes, it actually is. I wouldn't do that trade with anybody else, but I'll do it with you.
I appreciate you tremendously. Well, my friend, do tell us, which of your talents is responsible for us connecting at this specific time in history?
That's a really good question. Good way to place it. I am, on a journey to meet and collaborate and empower others. And I am a digital marketer. I run a growth marketing agency. And I also run actually a podcast production and management agency. And, I followed you for, I think, almost or around a year now.
Right.
So I've seen 12-minute convos. You're doing such incredible work. Congratulations on reaching the 2,400 episodes mark.
Thank you.
I mean, that is wild. It definitely speaks to the commitment that you have to the podcast and to your audience. And so excited to be here.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Well, you're a podcast host as well, right? You
Yeah.
host a Hustle, Science, Experiment, and Growth, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hustle Science Experiment. It's an educational podcast on business and life lessons.
All right. So my apologies. Yeah. The growth part, folks, you could leave that out, right? So he's the podcast host of the Hustle Science Experiment, but he's also a growth marketer and building B2B agencies. I know that's correct, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah, that's perfect.
So it seems as though you are a very loving person, and I could be inaccurate, but if I am accurate, who did you learn that from?
Definitely, I'd say my dad, just put out love to the world, be ultra optimistic, and realize that everything is within your control and how you react to the world. The world's not always a loving place, but you can always love the world. And by doing that, you put out great karma and good things come to you.
That's great. So, I mean, how has that impacted your business?
Oh, incredible. I mean, when you come at an angle of, how can I empower others? How can I provide value to the community? How can I help the people that I'm speaking with, as opposed to coming from an angle of, how can I make sales? How can I get this from this person? As opposed to me, I think you build way better relationships that last for the long term. You connect with a lot more people. Opportunities flow your way more naturally. And you stay in flow because who likes to be a salesy salesperson that pressures people to make money? Nobody enjoys that role. Not that I know of. I know I don't enjoy that role, but I do incredibly enjoy the role of being of service to my community and helping, those through my work, whether I'm providing free value or I'm helping them with their business and saving them time or helping them generate an income. When it's coming from this position of how can I help this person as opposed to how can I do something transactional for my business, I feel like the ROI or the impact is always way better.
I love that. So where's the best place for those that are listening to access your services?
You could go to eliasbenjelloun.com, EliasBenjelloun.com. You can also go to hustlescienceexperiment.com or poweredbynova.com and connect with me on Facebook. You can hit me up there. You can even email me at hire, HIRE, at eliasbenjelloun.com. Any questions you have, any topics you want to talk about, and I'd be happy to connect.
LinkedIn is also a great place to connect with you, isn't it?
Yeah. So I'm active on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram, and YouTube. And Facebook Messenger would definitely be one of the fastest ways to reach me.
Yeah. I love doing business over Facebook Messenger. I find it so much easier than email. I'm like, why are people using email still? I can talk to you, you can answer back. It's direct, it's immediate. But yeah, some people really, really like email, right?
Yeah, no, Messenger is so much more personable.
I think so. I think so. So tell me one other thing that you've done consistently over the last 3 years, please.
One of the things that I've done consistently over the last 3 years is track my schedule, track where I put my time, and track my thoughts in life. So I like occasionally, whether this is like at least once a month for like since 2014, I would go into my Google Drive. I've got a special folder. I'd open up a Google Doc and I would just, write out my thoughts of
Hmm.
where I'm at in life, my challenges, how I'm approaching my challenges, my goals, my vision, and then I break that down into really actionable pieces of, okay, so this is what I have to do now in order to execute this. And then I move those actionable pieces into a spreadsheet. And then on my spreadsheet, I track my literal time and how I'm spending my
Hmm.
time throughout the day. So 3 years ago, this, was like a spreadsheet that I used to track. Like first, I tracked work weekly on a weekly basis. Like this is what I did versus today and tomorrow. Then I started tracking it over an hourly basis. But then since 2017 December, I have started tracking it in like 10-minute increments. And
Wow.
the advantage of that is I can see very clearly, where my time goes, but also how much time it takes me to do things. And so when I started outsourcing things in my company, I just went to that sheet and I was like, okay, well, where do I spend the most amount of time and what is the easiest thing that I can outsource? And then I hired for that position.
That's amazing. How does it make you feel like looking back from now to then to see the growth that has come from that?
It's always really inspiring and empowering. It's always interesting because like I feel like I have a portal to my younger mind. I can just go back and see how I used to think. And
Hmm.
sometimes it's like, oh wow, like this is so different. Sometimes it's a breath of fresh air because when you first get started and if you're really ambitious, like super ambitious, always have the biggest visions and ideas. And I feel like it's a good place to start from there. And then sometimes the real world can make it seem like those big, hard to achieve goals are really far out. So I go back to that sheet and I read those goals. I'm like, yeah, no, this is why I'm doing this. This is what got me into this. And this is absolutely possible. Let's get back on track. Let's never limit the size and scope of our goals and dreams ever.
I love that. Wow. Love that. How old are you, if you don't mind me asking, at the time of this recording?
I am 24.
Wow. Well, I want to get to know you better.
Thank you.
Wow. Wow, that's amazing. The trajectory of your success is, yeah, super high with keeping balanced and doing and applying those types of principles to your life. So well done, well done. Again, amazing audience, Elias Benjelloun. You can connect with him at eliasbenjelloun.com, or you can jump over to poweredbynova.com, right?
Yeah.
That's one place as well. Very active on LinkedIn. Elias, let's switch gears for a moment now. Let me invite you into my time machine that is surrounded with beautiful, warm, blue Caribbean water. Elias, what is your earliest childhood memory?
Oh man. Earliest childhood memory like is this flashback that I have where I'm just walking outside late at night, with my mom down the street and my dad. And I don't know, it was pretty small. So maybe like I was 4 years old or something like that.
Hmm. Why do you think this memory is so clear?
You know what? I don't know why it's clear. It's just one of those really early memories from my childhood. And it was just a tranquil night. It was really calm.
Hmm.
And we were just walking down the street. It was dark. I was holding my mom's hand. My dad was walking behind me.
How do you see that memory connecting to who you are today?
Um, I would say like, a lot of my childhood memories, like I was very fortunate and blessed to have, both my parents involved and active in my life and ever since I was a child and, raising me up to be who I am now with their love and then also with their like raising via culture, via education, prioritizing education as a major thing in my life that has set me up for success. So I would just say it's, it goes back to the connection that I have with my parents and then with my family, which ties in really deeply into my why of why I'm an entrepreneur in the very first place.
That is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. All right, if we fast forward to when you were 12 years old, what was your favorite song?
Probably Eminem till I collapse.
Yeah, all right. All right. Well, we've arrived at our destination, but before we get off of this time machine, there's a small declaration form, so it's yes or no. We're going to move pretty quickly here. Are you ready, Elias?
Yep.
Elias, have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
Yes.
Are you married?
Yes.
Do you have children?
No.
Do you believe in God?
Yes.
Do you have an inner circle of friends?
Absolutely.
Do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
No.
How about 3 hours a week?
Yes.
What about screen time, the phone and or the computer? Is it more than 8 or less than 8 hours a day?
Definitely more than 8 hours.
How about reading? How often do you read?
Not very much when I was younger. Forcing myself to read every day now.
All right. If you had to share with us your own unique real statement, a statement that represents who you are, Elias Benjelloun, what would you say that is?
I stand to empower others and stand against those that disempower others.
Love it. Elias, this has been such a great pleasure. Before we leave, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
Find the thing that really fires you up. Find the thing that really gets you passionate, that puts you in a flow. Pretty much I'm saying find your why. And when you find your why, get well rooted into that, and nothing's going to be able to stop you. Just maintain the perseverance connected to your why, and you're going to be able to do so many incredible things. If you ever want to talk about hustling, like as a hustle scientist and making an impact through your why and through your hustle, then hit me up. I'm always open to collaborations, and I love meeting new people.
Love it. Elias Benjelloun, thank you, my friend, for being on what is inspired by 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones. This podcast is produced by Pod Edits. Visit podedits.com for professional podcast publishing.